Good morning. My name is Derek Sisney, and I am founder and owner of Sisney Media. And today I'm sitting outside my home and just want to communicate with you one on one, not just about what Sisney Media does as a whole, but also what we do as people or as individuals. Something that's really been on my mind here recently a lot is the fact that people are or seem to be losing sight of their goals today. In a day and age in which we're seeing civil rights movements, we're seeing potential economic depression, we're seeing 40 million people are unemployed. This is something that can strike fear into the hearts of the best of us, right? The very fabric of who we are is impacted. I mean, families are impacted. People are angry with each other more than in my lifetime. And I haven't been around for a long time, but in my lifetime, this is unlike anything I've ever witnessed. And I hear that from older people, from grandparents who say they've never really witnessed anything like this. In saying all of that, we still need to establish goals as an organization, as an individual, and as a business. We need to establish goals. And when we establish these goals, the first thing that we always seem to recognize is the people that come out and say, you can't do that. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can. As I mentioned before, my name is Derek Sisney. I am founder and owner of Sisney Media, and I started a business in 2016 and just went out on my own. Here we are in 2020. I'm recording this on June 17th of 2020, and I just went out on my own a few months ago. And I can tell you right now, it's terrifying. It's scary. But the goal is to do something great, right? To leave an impact, to make a statement. It's not about the money. The money is a byproduct of the results. But it's about being able to leave an impact and to leave something and to say, I did that and I created that. Now, when I say I mean we as a business or as a whole, as a family unit, as a church, as a structure of something, we created it together. But the things I really want to hit on today is just a few. I'm not going to take a lot of time, but one of them is about when people ask the question, I ask the same question is, who am I to do this? Right? Who am I to attempt something so big as to potentially leave an impact or to leave a legacy? Because in reality, self-doubt and fear and that insecurity fuel that shame, and it could be how we were, the demographics in which we were raised. It could be the people we're around that really fuel that self-doubt, fear, and insecurity. Christians always use a term to be humble, that you shouldn't want too much, right? But I love the words of what Michael Hyatt says, and he says successful and selfish are not synonyms. Successful and selfish are not synonyms, right? We all face the shame. We're all going to face that fear and that insecurity. And today I just want to talk about a few ways that we might be able to eliminate that and be able to move forward. Maybe it's not in creating a business, but maybe it's losing weight. Maybe it's going to church more. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's going to school. Maybe it's really getting a job, right? We're just living in crazy times right now, but the first thing I want to say, and again, these are things I've dealt with and I've went through, is stop judging yourself so much. Stop judging yourself so much. Stop being your own self-critic so much. Now, that is a tool that a lot of leaders use, is that to be critical about themselves, and that can be a good thing within reason. But to say, to really let that, what it's called the imposter syndrome, really take effect, we don't want that. So when the imposter syndrome, what it says is that I don't have a clue what I'm doing, and that it's only a matter of time before somebody finds out. So We want to eliminate that. So stop being your own critic, your own worst critic, right? We need to focus on the goal. We need to focus on the state in which we're at right now, and not let the imposter syndrome win, and just continue to move forward. The second piece I want to say, the bad habits that people get, is stop listening to the noise around you, right? Those cynics and those people that judge you and try to bring you down, right? These are, like I mentioned before, these are people in the community. These might be your family. These might be your friends. They attack. A lot of the reasons that they attack is because of insecurity. It's the old thing that people say with bullies. The reason a bully bullies an individual is because they're insecure about themselves, right? And the same thing happens when you're looking at creating a business or doing something, is you're going to have the cynics come out and they're going to attack you. So you need to stop listening to the cynics, right? And if that is getting help from a business coach, which is what we do, or getting help from leadership, or really your pastor or people in your community that are leaders that aren't cynics, and they're not going to drag you down, but they're going to build you up. They're going to be honest with you. That's the key, is they're going to be honest with you. They're going to be truthful with you, right? That's what you want. That's what you want to surround yourself with. So stop listening to the noise and try to offset that with good. Read books, right? Read books, practice, begin to look more into those things. And really the last point I really want to discuss with you, that a lot of people, or they do have, is that people are afraid of failure, and they're afraid of success. They're afraid of failure and they're afraid of success. Usually it is they're separate. So one's the fear of failure and the success comes, great. Or they're afraid of the success, so they sabotage themselves to the point of failing. Or they're right in the middle, right? And I don't want to fail, but I don't want to succeed too much. You see that a lot in religious thinkers and stuff. Is like, I don't want to be too big, because if I'm too big, I might be ostracized by my church or by my community for making the money, or whatever the case is, right? Whatever the goals are. The fear of failure, we always need to know that the big goals are intimidating, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try. Right? That doesn't mean that we shouldn't try, that we need to start small and we need to grow. Don't try to jump into massive or into big. Start small. Focus, laser focus on something that's small, that you can wrap your mind around, you can wrap your fingers around, and perfect it. Perfect it. And then watch what happens. Like a flower that blooms, it starts out like this, or a rose, it starts out like this, and then it blooms like this. The same thing can be applied. It started out small, but it's going to bloom into something beautiful. And I promise you, if you take that approach, you will see success. Now, the other side of it is the fear of success, right? A lot of people, they limit themselves because they don't want to hit that limit, right? They don't want to be up there to a certain point of, being considered great, I guess, and they stop that. So normally might be an unconscious thing that people go through, and they unconsciously sabotage themselves, and they do these things. But to overcome that, I want to tell you to just own your goals, own them, right? Have KPIs laid out, and there's our key performance indexes, right? Set these things out for yourself so you can see, as you continue to move in the form of success, that you're taking these small victories. You're taking them where they're at, these small victories. Will you have stuff come against you? Absolutely. Will things get tough? Absolutely, 100%. I can speak that right now. When I started my business, I did not expect there to be a global pandemic, civil rights movement, economic unemployment in the 40s of millions, or 40 million people. I did not expect that. Would I have jumped in if I did expect that? I don't know, to be honest with you, but I'm in. And one thing I've learned is, if I can get through this for myself, I can get through anything. And that's the same mentality you have to have. If you can get through this moment that we're living in right now, or tomorrow, and you just take it one day at a time, and you establish those small goals, those things that will lead to the success, I promise you, you're going to win. I promise you, you'll win. In saying all of that, I just wanted to give you hope today and let you see that there are people out there that care about you. There are things out there that should matter to you. Um, and I just want to thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Derek Sisney. I'm founder and owner of Sisney Media. If you want to know more about what we do or what I do, feel free to visit our website at www.sisneymedia.com. That's www.sisney with an S, SISNEY media.com. Or you can give us a call at 918-899-0115 today, and we'll be more than happy to help you and to walk with you through this path that you're going through. So thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate it. And I look forward to hearing from some of you. Thank you.